All right, we want to get started here. Welcome to Horizon Honors High School virtual info session. We do hope that tonight gives you some great information on our high school and secondary program. We put together a great team of our educators here tonight to introduce you to our school and answer any questions that you have. Let's start out with me. My name is Paul Schneider, and I'm the executive director for both the secondary school, so middle school and high school, and also the elementary school. I'm very excited for you to get to know our staff tonight and our school as you go through this journey. And we'll talk about some opportunities to get on campus later on. But that's where you see some of the things that we do here at Horizon. We have such a high quality staff and program in this close, tight-knit community. So my background, I've been in education since 1999. I've been at Horizon for about 20 years. I've worked at all the levels, started here as a math teacher, was in teacher leadership, a mentor teacher, master teacher, assistant principal, principal, and now executive director here. I do have 3 children who are students here. I have a senior in high school, my daughter. I have a son that's a junior in high school, and I do have now my third child, my son Drew, is on the secondary side as well. He started 7th grade this year. But they've been here throughout their, I guess, throughout their existence, right? They've been here since they were babies in staff daycare, went through pre-K, kindergarten, elementary school, middle school. And now my daughter's about to graduate from Horizon Honors, and I could not be more proud. Our other panelists tonight, we have our secondary principal, Stacy Dietz, who is the principal for our secondary school grades 7 through 12. We have our student advisor, Heather Wallace, is one of the members of the College and Career Center. And we also have Chris Henderson. He is part of our leadership team at the secondary level. And he coaches our teachers and also teaches our students. He teaches my students. So he can kind of speak directly to what happens in the classroom. And kind of before we dive into the meat of our programming tonight, we do want to, or I do want to, explain a little bit more about our program and how we started. We have some history here and how we do things at Horizon Honor. So way back in 1996, we were one of the first charter schools and have grown since that time to 1,500 students. We feel that's a sweet spot that still gives us that small school feel, but also an opportunity to provide our students with that robust programming. We do have 2 schools on one campus. We have on the east side of campus as our elementary school, it's K6. And on the west side of campus, we do have grades 7 through 12. So for a parent like me, even if I didn't work here, it would be ideal because I could, before this year, have my elementary students down at elementary and then secondary students on the secondary side. And you can drop them off all at one school. You can trust in that they're getting at that high education piece and then come pick them up after school, or if they're involved in some of our extracurriculars, which we will talk about. We do have a gifted education for all approach. We have high expectations academically and behaviorally, but we also have a whole child approach. So academics are very important to us, but we want our students to experience different experiences, as it were. We have a robust selection of sports, clubs, extracurriculars like theater, arts, choir, band, all of that. And we encourage our students to try as many of those things as they can. We do have that, like I said before, we do have that small community and have that small school feel. One of the great part when we ask why Horizon Honors, one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we get is our community. And because we do have that small school feel, our teachers really get to know our students, how to motivate them and honor them as they work through in different clubs, activities, all of that, and then wind up graduating from Horizon Honors. And many of our staff know what it's like to be a parent here, as many of our staff bring their children here, which speaks volumes to me. Let's go through our next slide. It takes us through our Horizon Honors guiding principles. So these have been our goals and our guiding principles since we opened. The first one is learn. Our students are doing their best in each academic area, gaining knowledge and skills and applying them in real life settings. We're very hands-on, minds-on experiences in our classroom. Believe. We want our students to gain confidence through their process and celebrations. Dream. We want our students to create their vision for the future through academic challenge and reaching beyond their perceived limitations, that perseverance piece. And dare. Honor and apply, having the courage to apply core values of Horizon, including integrity, initiative, perseverance, trustworthiness, and a commitment to family and community. Hashtag Eagle Excellence. I don't know if hashtags are still a thing, but I mentioned before that we're really focused on that education and behavioral excellence. But it's not only that. Like I said, we want to focus on that whole child experience. So whether your student is in theater or is in some of our clubs, we want them to have high expectations and be ready to show up and work hard at whatever it is that they do. So we talk about that whole child experience, but we are at school to learn. So both of our campuses, our elementary and our secondary campus, are A schools rated by the Arizona Department of Education. We're proud of how our students consistently achieve above their peers at the state, local, and in some cases, the national level. If we kind of look down this slide right here, kind of give us a little bit of background of us as a high school. We have 420 students in grades 9 through 12. Our school hours are 8 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. Our average student to teacher ratio is 1 to 20. Kind of talks about our honors curriculum, the small school environment piece that we've talked before, and that our students are provided comprehensive college and career counseling that focuses on academic, career, personal, and social development. When we talk about a whole child approach, we want our students, like I said, to try a lot of different experiences. We want our students to have all of their doors open. Like I said, I have 3 students that are here, and my high schoolers have changed what they wanted to do several times, right? So the goal at our school is to make sure all those doors are open. If someone wants to be an engineer one day and goes to teacher the next day, they are prepared to take that next level after high school is over. And speaking of what is the Horizon Honors difference, we'll take you through some stats from the class of 2025. That's last year's graduates. We had 97 graduates. 90% were college bound. Some went military, some went trade school, but 90% were college bound. 57% had an above 4.0 GPA. They did earn $3.7 million in scholarships, and then a whopping 10,549 volunteer hours, as our community and our students do focus on that service side of things. So the Horizon Honors difference, what you're looking at here, and our staff here tonight will kind of go into choices for AP, advanced placement classes and tests, and also do enrollment pieces for your students to earn college credit while they're still in high school. But what you're seeing right here is you can see that a little bar graph that shows us that on AP testing in these different subjects, Horizon Honors student outpaced Arizona and even global students who were taking that same test. And then in 11th grade, our students take the ACT as their state test. And you can see here that Horizon Honors did outpace the averages in the entire nation. So we're very proud of our students.
All right. So again, my name is Chris Henderson. I'm one of the math teachers on the secondary side, specifically high school. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit now about the courses that we offer. So at the highest level, juniors, seniors, even some of our sophomore courses are those AP courses, but we also offer some pre-AP courses as well for freshmen and certain sophomore classes as well. So getting them ready for those AP courses where past that end of the year test, you start earning college credit. Some of our classes are also dual enrollment. We currently offer dual enrollment classes. We have two separate math classes that are dual enrollment. We have two separate English classes that are dual enrollment. We have a business class that's dual enrollment, a couple other elective dual enrollment classes as well. So a lot of our students end up graduating their senior year of high school with a semester, a full year, even then some of college credit already underneath their belts, and that gives them a lot of flexibility at the college level, and really just is a benefit to where they can ease their way into college quite a bit better, save some money in college as well. So we do that through our AP and our dual enrollment courses, which have been very successful. So we use technology and digital resources in every single one of our courses. That's a part of our mission statement, is that we say we're rich in technology. We use that across the board in our math classes, in our English classes, in our humanities classes every day. So we are very thorough in our use of technology. We offer electives from culinary arts, which is by far my favorite elective that we offer at this school, because the kids love to bring me whatever they made in culinary that day, and when I forget my lunch, I'm always well fed. So culinary arts is one of our very successful programs that we have. We also offer liberal studies electives courses like psychology, sociology. Our performing arts are absolutely phenomenal: band, theater, choir. But we're rich in electives. We have a ton of elective courses for kids to take, so that they can really just just brush a wide stroke, and have a great opportunity for a lot of different courses to take here. We offer a what's called college and career readiness class for our ninth and 10th graders, where they can receive individual assistance with whatever it is that they're working on in their classes, teachers checking in with them, but then also prepping them for that, real world experience. Start figuring out what type of courses do you want to go into, and really just getting ready for that what comes after high school scenario. So we offer faculty hours weekly, so kids can come in and get extra help if they were absent or needed reinforcement on an assignment. We have weekly office hours for all teachers, all classes, and we have more student activities than you can imagine. We have so many clubs, and what I truly love about the clubs here is they're student led. They were student founded and student led. They are traveling across the nation. We had our speech and debate club was at Harvard last year, competing in speech and debate, finding a ton of success in that. But everything that we do here is student led. The students wanted it, so they set it up, and really just they enjoy that time, bond, but then also just grow as people during those clubs as well.
Hi, I'm Heather Wallace. I'm one of the academic advisors in our College and Career Center. What you're seeing on the screen right now is our requirements for graduation. Our requirements for graduation are more than the state requirements, because we are trying to make sure that our students are prepared to enter college or whatever it is that they want to do after high school with as much success behind them as possible. So we make sure that our courses are either are equal to or surpass what they're going to need to enter into the in-state schools for sure, with lots of options to be able to meet those out-of-state requirements as well. Um, Also, we strongly encourage our students to complete 40 hours of community service every year. We're building an honors transcript here at Horizon, and we do input those hours on the transcript so that when students apply to colleges, they are receiving all of the information that they need on that transcript to see the well-roundedness of our students. We are on a block schedule. Our start time is 8 a.m. and our end time is 2:45. We have alternating A, B days, and we call those silver blue because those are our school colors. On silver days, students are going to attend blocks 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on blue days, students are going to attend blocks 5, 6, 7, and 8. Their lunch block is going to be assigned to them based on their third block on silver days and seventh block on blue days. So you can see a sample schedule here as far as the time frames for those classes. We are 90-minute blocks, which mirrors college courses. So we're preparing our students to get ready for that rigor and also being able to withstand that amount of learning time. Keeping in mind that our students are still high school students, and we want to make sure that they're getting opportunities to get up and move around and do some hands-on learning to help with that amount of time in the classroom for one block. Preparing for the future. So my office is the College and Career Center. I'm an academic advisor, and we also have another academic advisor for our middle school and ninth grade students, as well as a dedicated college and career advisor. Our college and career advisor is going to be working with students on their comprehensive college and career plan, whatever it is that their goals are for post-secondary. She's going to be helping them to meet those goals. She spends time writing letters of recommendation on their behalf, coaching them on applying for college, applying for scholarships, helping them with their college essays. She meets one-on-one with every senior, which is one of the things that I love most about Horizon, that individual touch that we have. Our students are known by our faculty, and that's what you're seeing in this picture here was College Decision Day last year. And our college and career advisor set aside time to make sure that every student had a cupcake with their post-secondary goal on it. Whatever it was that they wanted to do, they had a cupcake set aside for them. And we had, the pictures, the photo props and things like that for every student, making sure that they felt seen and heard and knew that they were making good choices for themselves for the future. In the CCC, we also offer academic planning and advising. This is filling out that 4-year plan, making sure that your goals that you want to pursue after high school are being met while you're here and preparing for those while you're here in high school. So we encourage students to fill out that 4-year plan every year as their interests change, their goals might change. And so we want them making sure that they are set up for success every year. And we're happy to help them on that journey. Also in the CCC, excuse me, we provide lessons to classrooms for social emotional learning to help with that positive coping strategies. We have a Zen Den here in the CCC where students can come and take a break if they need to. That's actually where I'm sitting right now. It's a very comforting space. They can take a break. They can talk to a trusted adult if they'd like. They can utilize their own coping strategies. Really what we tell students when they come in here, whatever it is that they need is what we can help with. We also provide academic, social, emotional, and behavioral interventions. So if your student finds themselves in a situation where they need a little bit of support in that area, that's where we come in and help with that. Students will be creating their education and career action plan, and that's one thing that our college and career advisor also helps with. The education and career action plan, or ECAP, is a document that helps students summarize the things that they've done. It's like an activities resume for what they've done in high school, the courses they've taken, the clubs they've attended, or maybe they created. And having that on hand when they're applying to colleges really is a benefit to them. So we really highly encourage students to work on that ECAP every year. We also provide an extensive college week and career week every year with reps coming to campus, lunchtime activities, spirit days, and just a really fun time for students to engage in those topics and learn more about them. Also, parents and guardians are always encouraged to be a part of that process as we're planning for our future. And so we love to be partners with parents and guardians and helping their students on their path to what comes next.
All right. So, talking about homework and really just what goes on in our classes. So, at Horizon, we view homework not as something that is, separate, but it is something that works hand in hand with our class. So, homework may just be essentially problems. Homework may be some type of project or an assignment that's going to, at times, take some short amount of time and other be a much more extensive project. In our sophomore English class, their homework is essentially a year-long project that they're working on, and they're always working and developing that one project. So homework is going to vary, but it is something that goes hand in hand with our classes, and it's something that the students are very involved in. So you can expect, especially in the core classes and especially in our honors, AP, or dual enrollment classes, you can expect to see regular homework assignments. And again, that's just something that's going to work towards that mastery of whatever skill it is that we are working on at that time. And you can definitely find that you'll have homework over the weekends. There may be homework over our breaks as well. Some type of reading assignment, things along those lines, where the kids are gonna be expected to have some type of involvement over those times. And again, dual enrollment, we even have homework over break. So for my dual enrollment math classes that I teach, there is a summer assignment for students that are going to be entering into my class to hone up on skills that maybe they haven't seen for a year or two, or maybe skills that they just saw that we really got to make sure they have down. But typically for all of our dual enrollment classes and for a lot of our AP classes, you can expect a summer assignment as well. The kids are prepped for that well ahead of time. It's one of those ones where if you manage your time wisely, it's obviously manageable, but that is an expectation that we do have to really start the year off so we can start off immediately at a good pace where we can get right into the rigor right away.
All right, I want to mention safety. That comes up as it should. It's definitely a top priority for us here at Horizon Honors. Just a few of the protocols that we have on our campus. For one, we have a wonderful school resource officer who is on our campus, Officer Martin. He does an amazing job on our campus, not just with our staff, but our students. He's nonstop. He's out in our courtyards. He's on our campus. He's doing lessons in our classrooms. He's keeping us safe, but he's also educating not just our students, but our staff as well. All of our exterior doors and gates are locked throughout the school day. Besides the front offices, where all visitors have to come through. The visitors are required to come in, their IDs are scanned, even if it's a maintenance visitor, a vendor, anyone that's coming to our campus that's not a staff member or a student is going to pass through that front office to get signed in. All of us on staff and our students wear Horizon Honors IDs and lanyards. That helps keep us visible to who belongs on our campus and who may not. We also have cameras on our campus that definitely helps with any disciplinary issues that may come up. It helps resolve those quicker. Teachable moments happen with those as well. Our community members are trained at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, almost nonstop with ways that we can stay safe on our campus, how to plan and prepare for any emergencies. We do as well have an anonymous tip line available for community members to call in with anything that they think we need to be aware of or to address.
And back to just some of the activities that we offer for our students at Horizon. So these are some of those clubs that I was talking about. Every single one of these clubs that you see on the screen was started by a student, where they came forward and they have to come up with a hierarchy of leadership. They have to find a teacher sponsor, and they have to do all the paperwork and all those necessary things to start up these clubs. So every single one of these clubs that you see was started by students and is for students. We have art club, band council, the book was better, choir, Eagle Strong, where some of our students want to get into our weight room and just do strength-based training, things like that. Eco Eagle, Fandom Book Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Gamers Club, Girls Who Code, Granny Square. They knit the most beautiful things you could ever imagine being crocheted. It's one of our favorite clubs that we have. Key Club, International Thespian Society, Model UN, and that's one of those clubs that is so academically rigorous, and they go to these competitions and just do amazing things. Our National Honor Society, Origami Aviators Club, again, one of our favorite ones because Paper Airplane Club didn't sound cool, but Origami Aviators Club sounds awesome. And again, you see them out there just having a great time, really just, fellowshipping with their friends and growing with their friends and making memories. Pickleball Club, Pre-Med, Robotics, Science Fair, Student Council, the Union, which was formerly Black Student Union, now the Union, Wilderness Club, and our 4-H STEAM Club. Again, every single one of these was created by a student, and it's for students. We offer a ton of social activities. We have lunch activities. The kids are out playing giant Jenga sets at times, just enjoying that time off out of the classroom. Spirit Weeks, they come up with the most creative ways of getting dressed for school that you can ever imagine for Spirit Weeks. We have our themed dances, homecoming, prom, all those traditional things that you get at our school as well. Community service, our Fall into Fun we just had, which was awesome. They had a dunk tank set up, and actually everybody on this panel except for one of us was in the dunk tank, Miss Wallace. We'll see you there next time. But our Fall into Fun festival we held out on our baseball and softball field. Our spring fling that we do, huge community opportunities there to just grow with those people that your kids are going to school with. Our travel club that alternate each year. This year they're going to Italy. They've been to Italy, France, London, Spain. Amazing time there. They go to Catalina Island over fall as well. And then we have all of our art programs as well: art, band, chorus, digital art, guitar, theater arts, and even one of our newest art programs that started up this year is the history of rock and roll. So that's one of the classes that we offer, but that is another one of those things that really just makes us stand out with some of the activities that we have here. And then one thing that we also absolutely love to boast about is our athletics. I'll be honest, even though we're a small school, we have big sports here, and we have kids doing absolutely amazing things. If you're looking at these sports that we have, we're offering pretty much every traditional sport that you can find at those major high schools. And another thing that I would love to brag about is how, looking at so many of these sports, we have kids right now at community colleges or universities playing these very sports right now. And that's one thing that we absolutely love to brag about. We have kids playing college basketball right now. We have kids playing college baseball right now. We have girls playing college volleyball right now. We have all of us actually in this room were at a signing 2 days ago for one of our students who accepted a Division I scholarship to go play softball at University of North Dakota. We have kids here that are athletic and dedicated. And again, speaking to, serving students and having kids really buying that ownership, this was our first year of having a girls flag football team who found tremendous success. And Mr. Schneider smiling pretty big there because he's the coach of our girls flag football team, but he didn't start the team. We had several students who played other sports come forward and say, we want girls flag football. And we said, okay, well, how bad do you want it? If you want girls flag football, you have to, set up a proposal. You have to go recruit kids. You have to show us that this is student led. And by God, they hit the ground running. And suddenly Mr. Schneider's back to his roots coaching football again. And they had an incredibly successful season, made the playoffs, and have done wonderful things. You can see our state champion softball banner from a couple of years ago. The next year, we were in the state championship again. The next year, we were in the semifinals. So our sports here are something that we love to brag about. And I think what's most important as a coach, I coached the basketball team for 8 years here, is that almost every single one of the athletes that we have at this school are playing multiple sports. In Arizona, you have 3 sports seasons: fall, winter, and spring. We have probably 10 students that are playing for sports because they're waking up and doing morning track and then going and playing softball or baseball or something along those lines. Cross country runners also playing volleyball. So our athletics here are incredible. Our coaches here are incredible. We're always working, just like we want to be better in the classroom, we want to be better on the court and on the field as well. So we're always working to improve our game as well. But yeah, our sports are something that we love bragging about here as well.
So, hopefully all that you've heard tonight entices you to take next steps. And here is what those next steps are. Visit our website, horizonhonors.org/lottery, join our interest list. An employment enrollment application will be sent via email immediately after you complete the interest list. But also stop on our jobs page. Maybe an employment application will come your way as well. Enrollment applications, they do have to be completed by Monday, December 8th, because our new student lottery is December 12th, 2025. That's this December in a few short weeks. You'll receive an email the same day with lottery results. And hopefully you're able to join us. You're able to secure one of those slots. If not, you'll go on our waiting list, which we kind of work through during the spring as folks move or whatever the case may be. We were able to work through our wait lists last spring, and so if you were a person who was in the lottery and got on the wait list, those people were able to secure slots with us. Now, if you have multiple students at multiple levels, like myself, if you have a high schooler, middle schooler, and an elementary school student, and one of them wins the lottery and gets a slot, those other students are able to get on the wait list in a priority capacity. They would go to the top of the list there. Registration appointments and assessments will begin in early 2026, most likely late January, early February. And our tours have begun. Please sign up for our interest list to receive an invitation. We would love for you to get on campus, talk to us face to face, whether that's a tour. Usually our tours are given by some of our students, so you can see how well versed that they are, with some opportunities to talk with some of our staff. Or if we can hit that next slide. We do have our high school showcase coming up in a week. So 11/19 at 6 p.m., go ahead and come to campus and take a walkthrough on what life is like as a high schooler. This is an event for our 8th grade families or anyone who is interested in coming to Horizon Honors High School for the next year. So some of the things that you're going to see, and you're going to be able to talk to folks about our curriculum. We will have teacher and teacher leaders there to talk to you about the academic side. The other thing you're going to be able to talk to people about are our extracurriculars. So our clubs will have booths set up, our theater department, our band, our choir, our athletics, travel club. You'll be able to go into the CCC or talk to the CCC. I don't know if you'll be able to go in there. It'd be a tight squeeze, but they'll be set up to kind of talk to you about what does scheduling look like, what happens with our students at that level. So we invite you to come join us on campus next week and let us show you how great that we are. So any other comments from our panelists? No? Okay, we're going to move to our Q&A. If you have questions for us, I'll kind of curate that and let our panelists answer in turn there. So the first one that we have is, I'll send that to Stacy. How does lunch work?
All right. For lunch, we have a high school courtyard where our students have lunch. It's outside. We have tables and umbrellas. We also have an indoor option for our high school students. Our lunch program, we don't have a typical like multi-purpose room where lunch is served out of or cafeteria. We have a program from Dishes to You where families can order lunches ahead of time from local vendors in the area and have that brought to school for them. We have two lunches. So Mrs. Wallace mentioned that earlier with scheduling, depending on what your block 3 and 7 is, designates your lunchtime. And the students are able to sit outside at lunch. Sometimes they're playing games, just working with each other and enjoying that break throughout the day.
Thank you, Stacy. We're going to go right back to you. Can you talk about discipline on campus?
Sure. We do have a Horizon Honors Code of Conduct. Our first priority, though, here on our campus is to build relationships with our students. Our small school environment allows us to do that and really get to know our students individually. So we get to know them. Sometimes right out the gate, if they're coming in, we can tell if they've had a bad day or a bad night or a long night. So by building those relationships, we start there with our discipline. So if there is a problem or they're being disruptive or not following, the rules and expectations in classes, we more have those conversations first to see if we can find out the why. We also have the CCC available if there's a need there for the discipline. If those behaviors are continuing and we're not able to have those conversations or the communication home or to admin, and that's not changing the behavior, we do have a code of conduct that we follow. So different levels with different consequences. But really, we work at building that relationship and doing the communication piece. We want to educate our students. We know that their minds are still growing and they're learning. So that's lots of learning opportunities we use with our code of conduct as well.
Thank you, Stacy. If you do have a question, again, there's a Q&A button down at the bottom of the screen there. And we will continue to answer the questions as they do come in. Let's see. Maybe Heather/Chris can take this one. How many dual enrollment/AP classes are available?
So I know that for dual enrollment, where the kids, essentially it takes a teacher with a master's degree in that field. We have two dual enrollment English classes. Our sophomore and our senior English classes are both dual enrollment. We have two dual enrollment math classes. One of them is College Algebra Honors, which is essentially an Algebra 2 honors course. We offer pre-calculus as dual enrollment as well. That's also an AP class. We have a dual enrollment chemistry teacher that we have. Dr. Morgan has her PhD in chemistry, so she's certified to teach. We have a dual enrollment chemistry class. And then we also have a dual enrollment business elective class as well. Heather, I'll let you take over on the AP classes. I know we have AP pre-calc and calculus, but that one's a long list. Now, Heather's going to know more about that.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this off the top of my head because I didn't bring my materials with me. But in the realm of history, we have World History AP, we have AP US History, and AP US Government and Politics. So those are our three in that realm. In the English content area, we have AP Seminar and AP Literature. In the math area, we have AP Pre-Calc, we have AP Calculus AB and AP Calculus BC. In the science arena, we have AP Biology and AP Chemistry. We also offer AP Psychology, AP Music Theory. We have a number of virtual AP classes that we offer, including AP Micro and Macroeconomics, AP Human Geography, AP Environmental Science. So there's several in that area. So as you can see, we have a lot. I'm sure I'm missing one or two in there, but AP Spanish. We also have Spanish language and culture. So lots of them.
And the other opportunities kids have, they can use a elective period to take a AP course virtually. So
Yeah.
one year a kid took AP Latin, you know,
Yeah.
and that's something that they can sign up and take self-pay. So if it's not an AP class that we necessarily seat, they can typically find it. We have AP Physics as well, or a kid took AP Physics just by, you know, sitting through one of those courses as well virtually instead.
That's a really good point, Chris, because if we don't offer the course on our campus, we do offer the opportunity for students to take those exams on our campus. So that's great.
And you know, students who are able to take not only AP classes on campus, but some of those virtual ones are still able to take the test. So I mean, one year I think we had a student take 6 or 7 AP tests there. So that was amazing. Next question is, are students able to drive and park on campus? So yes and no to that one. Students are able to drive, and they don't park directly on our campus, but we do rent out the parking lot of Mountain Park Church, which is just across Fry Road from us. So my own student drives to school, parks over there, and yes, they are able to transport themselves. So that's a great question. The next question is for Heather. What languages do you offer?
On our campus, we offer Spanish, and we have a wonderful Spanish program here where students are able to be at their ability level for Spanish and advanced place if they have experience in Spanish. However, we also understand that sometimes students want to take a language other than Spanish, so we work together to make that happen. But we really like to encourage our kids to be here and take our courses here. But we can certainly work things out if you're looking for something other than Spanish.
Okay, the next question is, and I'll kind of open it up to the panel. Is the learning environment conducive for students who are on the ADHD spectrum? And I think it kind of, I'll throw that out to you. I do want to preface that with it, you know, depends on the student, obviously. But a panel, go ahead and kind of address the ADHD student spectrum there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start, you know, being that I'm, you know, I'm in the classroom with the students every day. I have multiple students that are ADHD, other types of health impairments, all, you know, essentially just like any other school. If there are, you know, students with those needs, we're here for that. Being that we are a state school, we still, you know, we have students with 504s and those individual IEP plans, and those students are integrated in our classroom. I have students with those needs in my senior grade level class, where it's just, you know, typical seniors, their math class that they have to take for their senior credit. I have students with those needs in pre-calculus. I have students with those needs in college algebra. The one thing I think that makes Horizon stand out, when I was at my district school prior to Horizon 8 years ago, the negotiated size of a class you were allowed to have was 33 students. My final year there, my average across all of my classes was 33 and a half, which as a math teacher doesn't make sense, but that's what it was. And at Horizon, I can tell you this right now, my class sizes are not 33 students. Our class sizes are traditionally in the 20s. There are certain elective classes that may be a little larger, but not by much at all. But my classes that I have right now are in the mid 20s. Like I was sweating this year because I had a class of 26. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all these kids? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm coming from 33 and a half. I remember. So that's one thing that I think truly does benefit is our smaller class sizes. That ratio is so much better for students. And as Stacy said, is the first thing that we do at our school is we build relationships with kids. And I think that helps so much as well, because we understand that kid, you know, again, it's easier to read them on that day. Like, hey, today's one of those days where that ADHD is, you know, really struggling, or whatever that issue is, you know, like that issue is causing it to be a little bit of a tougher day. well, yeah, we know these kids so well that we're able to work with them on a much more personal level there. So, I think absolutely that our school is 100% conducive for, those students. If that's one of those things that is needed, we're here. We serve kids. That's what we do.
Okay, we have time for a couple more questions. Okay. It looks like we have one more coming in, so we'll kind of end it on this one. We'll go to all of the panelists themselves and kind of answer this question. What is your favorite thing about Horizon Honors?
I'll go ahead and, oh, sorry, Stacy. Um, I already kind of mentioned it earlier when I was talking. It's really that individual touch. We get to know our students. We've talked about it a few times already. When they're having a bad day, we can tell. Our students get one-on-one time with their college and career advisor. I just really think that that helps us stand out from others. Your child is not a number at Horizon. They are a human being with all kinds of needs, and we're here for that. So that's my favorite thing.
I would say similar to that. So many of our staff here at Horizon have grown up here with our kids from grade level to grade level, from elementary. It is that community. It's the balance between the academics, the clubs, the sports. It's it's the opportunities I think that we're able to provide in our setting and with the staff that we have that benefits the students. We're definitely here for the students. And I think us coming together in this small community and continuing to remind each other of those values that we want them to have, and not just to walk away with those academics, but those life lessons. And I think we work hard to do that on our campus, and that's part of my favorite part of it.
I'll try to not be too long-winded here, as I have been on a few other questions. But when I started at Horizon, I wasn't teaching here. I got a phone call asking if I was interested in interviewing for the basketball job, and I showed up. And actually, Paul was the assistant principal at the time and sat in on my interview. And I remember Paul was the one that asked that question. He said, "Do you have any non-negotiables?" And I said, "Yes, I absolutely have a non-negotiable. I'm not going to go teach at Horizon." And 1 year later, they had a math opening and I wanted to teach at Horizon. My wife graduated from Horizon Honors back in 2007. And that's one of those things where I know how successful she was in college because of that. My children have been at Horizon. They were there for staff daycare, and they start kindergarten next year. And my children are going to be at Horizon. I've told everybody that I will, as long as I'm in Arizona, I will be there. And one day they're going to have to just tell me, "Hey, buddy, it's time to hang it up," because I don't plan on being anywhere else. That what we offer at this school, it truly is more than just teaching your kids numbers, teaching your kids reading. We get to know your kids. 2 years ago, I looked up at our senior class and I was like, wow, this is really funny. I wasn't really thinking of it. I know every single one of these kids. I knew every single one of their names. And I really started looking at it. And out of our 97 kids that we had graduate, 96 of them were my students. Last year, there were 2 that were not my students, and both of them transferred to Horizon after they could have been my student. So I just love the personal touch that this school has. I know what that product looks like after high school, and I can't wait for my kids to start kindergarten here next year.
For me, it is the community. We interact and we know not only the students. I think our staff has kind of talked to that. And as a parent of a student, it's awesome that my kids have built relationships with their teachers throughout the years. To not only treat them with compassion when they need it, but also hold them accountable when they need it as well. But not only engaging with the students, but engaging with the families at our different events, being able to recognize a parent, having that open door opportunity to come speak with a teacher, an administrator, all of that. Not only when there's something like a discipline issue, but having a pleasant conversation, our coffee connections, being able to interact and speak with our families, our stakeholders, and kind of getting everyone on board is amazing. I think the other thing that is really cool about Horizon is the amount of folks who not only want to be here, but went to school here and were students of mine, students of Heather, students of Stacy's, who now come back and work here. The list gets bigger every day, and we're actually interviewing for some sub positions and that sort of thing. And then there are more alumni coming back to work on campus. So I think that speaks volumes to the culture we have here, that people want to, after graduating from a school, go off, kind of do their thing in college, do their thing in the job world, and then ending up back here is amazing. So we can build relationships as colleagues then too, not only as like teacher and student as well. So that's one of the coolest things to me that we have here. People who come back and either teach, work as TAs, work in the front office, family members that do that, or end up being coaches or club advisors and all of that. Let's see what we have here. We do have one last question. How is teacher turnover? Compared to other schools, it's pretty low. One of the unique things coming up in the past couple years, though, are the teachers who started this school are of retirement age. So when we talk about teacher turnover, we do have a large amount of our teachers who are, well, I don't want to say large amount, but we have a number of teachers who it's time for them to go enjoy their families and all of that from teaching. So those ones that in 1996 or 97, 98, in the early 90s or early 2000s who now are of age to take advantage of retirement benefits. So those are more the teachers that we are replacing. So we don't usually have a teacher who's here for a year and then we need to replace. It's a great question though. Thank you so much for joining us. We're about out of time, but again, you will be getting an email from us. If you have any other questions, it'll have our contact information along with this recording. There's also going to be a survey for you to fill out, but I encourage you to schedule a tour or come join us next week on the 19th and be on campus with us. But thank you very much, and hopefully we see you soon.